Hey, today we're going to talk about being an athlete in combat sports. Too many people think it's enough just to train technique and go to the classes and go to the fighter training or competition training in jiu-jitsu or wrestling and think that that'll be enough to make them win. At the highest level, it won't. Think about world champs in the different various combat sports. Let's look at Tyson, let's in boxing. Let's look at Andre Galval or Gordon Ryan or many of these other guys. The blue belt Nicky Rodriguez, who's a phenomenal wrestler but also a phenomenal athlete. Let's look at MMA, where we're talking about John Jones and Robbie Lawler and GSP, one of the best examples of all time. This guy worked gymnastics. He worked his balance and stabilization muscles, sport-specific functioning stuff. He was always innovative in the fitness side, making it specific towards his sport training. In addition to that, he did always hit weights. The guy has a ton of muscle. He's fast. He's explosive. Great cardio. Being an athlete is a huge factor if you want to be a winner. It just comes down to that. I know plenty of guys that jiu-jitsu guys are the worst, and I love you jiu-jitsu guys, but y'all are the worst. They go out there and do competitions, or they're in training and like, oh, that guy beat me, but he's just so much stronger than me. Well, guess what? If he's in your weight class or even close to it, that's not an excuse. It really isn't, okay? Okay, he's stronger than you. So what? That's your fault for not being strong enough. People tell me all the time, oh, you're really strong. They're trying to give me a backhanded compliment, like, oh, it's just because I'm strong I tapped in. And it's probably not, but maybe it is. But guess what? I don't care. I am strong. I realize I'm in a sport. In a sport, you have to be an athlete. For some reason, especially in jiu-jitsu, a combat sport, some people expect that they don't have to be an athlete or it's frowned upon to use strength. Look at all the world matches out there. You think any of those guys aren't using strength? Andre Galval was working with the Olympic lifters in Brazil back in the day as a brown belt. The whole team of these different squads push their condition. Look at Cabrinha's workout. Cabrinha's workouts are crazy hard and awesome. All right? These guys are killing it. They're strong. Even Ben Askren with the dad bod squeezing two watermelons. That dude's a physical phenom as well. Crazy grips, very strong. He just obviously likes to eat a little too much. Kind of like DC. All right? But these guys are athletes. You want to be great, you have to be an athlete. Some of y'all are gifted with athleticism. Some of you aren't. Either way, if all techniques are equal, the better athlete's going to win. If I have the same exact skills as the guy I'm going against, my opponent, and we're right there, and I'm stronger, faster, more agile, more flexible, have better cardio, guess what? I'm going to win then. Just because we have equal technique doesn't mean he's beating me. Now I have the athleticism over him. I'm going to win. If you go out there in a tournament and you lose and you blame it on the other guys are stronger than you or this dude is just really strong, well, that's your fault. Become the stronger individual. All right? Push your body. You're in a sport, you're doing all this training, and then you go out there and eat like crap and put bad fuel into your body, and you're not hitting any additional workouts, no cardio, no strength training. What do you expect? You better hope you're really good at jumping heel hooks, because otherwise you're going to get murked. Keep that in mind, guys, going forward. But delving onto that even further, what's most important? I would say conditioning is always most important. Conditioning in combat sports is enormous. Think about at the highest level, UFC, 1FC, Bellator. Guys all the time are winning the first round and winning it decisively, like 10-8 rounds. And then what happens? They gas out. They had everything in them and it's gone. And now what do? They lose to the less technical fighter, sometimes the weaker fighter even physically, in the next two rounds just because they don't have the gas tank to maintain that pace. Right? Think how many fights like Diego Sanchez and Guida and Huerta and those guys have won, Diaz brothers back in the day, because of their conditioning alone. There's been plenty of fights that were really close and they just never let up. You know? Not to mention when someone's gas tank and cardio starts to die down, it like feeds you energy. I talked about this the other day at the gym. It's like a vampire, right? It's like you suck the energy out of them and absorb it yourself. Whenever you see someone gassing and you know you have stuff left in the tank, it's a second wind. It gives you a new high. And then that takes the wind out of them so much quicker. When they start feeling the gas tank fading and they see you increase, it's devastating to them mentally. You already won the fight by then. So focus on your workouts if you can. Get with the gym that knows what they're doing for the sport. You don't need to do a traditional workout. You don't need to be doing anything that's not going to help you with your conditioning, strength, and speed all in one. and you want to work muscles specific to the sport. Don't work just pretty boy muscles, okay? So find someone with some ties to the sport, either it's coached or it has fought before, that puts in work with regular fighters and they have success in results. Look around. It shouldn't be too hard. Wish all of you well, and get to work. Just because you don't have the gym open to train right now and there's no classes doesn't mean you can't work out.